Hello, my name is Paul Miners and welcome back to another one of our Pipedrive training videos. In this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different to our normal tutorial videos. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at how we've set up our Pipedrive account here at MinorCo. This video is going to be really useful, especially if you've watched other Pipedrive training videos on our channel before and you're wondering how do all these features come together. In this video, you'll be able to see how us, the Pipedrive experts, actually use all these features and how we use Pipedrive on a daily basis. Now, if you have any questions at the end of this video, feel free to leave me a comment below. And as always, if you would like one-on-one help with setting up or optimizing Pipedrive for your sales process, maybe you need training, or maybe you want to automate more of your sales process. If so, then click the link in the description below to learn more about our Pipedrive consulting options. So, without further ado, let's go behind the scenes and let me show you our Pipedrive account. Let's start by having a look at the way we've set up some of our pipelines in this account. Now, firstly, we do have deals on our pipelines. I'm just simply using a filter here to hide the deals that we have in progress right now, just to keep our client information private. So normally there are deals here, but you can see the stages we've set up here. And let's start by having a look at our consulting pipeline. This is the main pipeline we use on a daily basis. This is where we track the deals or opportunities related to any inquiry we receive from people who are wanting help with Asana or Pipedrive or Zapier. They're wanting that sort of one-on-one consulting support. So that's our main line of business, how we make money. And so we create deals and we move them through these stages on our consulting pipeline. We have a stage for deals that are on hold. Sometimes we have retainer clients where their retainer payment is coming up in a month or so's time. So it's not really a deal that is in progress right now, in which case we keep it in this holding section. This is really our first stage, this prospect stage. This is where new prospects come, where maybe we've received an inquiry from our website. We create a new deal in this prospect stage. Once a prospect books a meeting with us through Calendly, they go into this meeting arrange stage. We do an introductory call or discovery call where we learn what it is the client needs help with, and then we present some support options. Sometimes we need to gather more info, so before we can actually present a proposal or some kind of solution, we have to gather more info about their situation first. So this is often sort of a temporary holding place. And then we move into offer made. So once we've sent a proposal or a quote, we've given them some kind of offer, whether it's doing a custom project with us or maybe the prospect should sign up to our support program. So we've essentially made some kind of offer. And then finally, we have this waiting for payment stage. We move deals into here once the client has said, great, we're going to sign up or we'll make payment. And we know that deals in this stage we are currently waiting for payment for. So pretty straightforward set of stages. We then have two similar pipelines for selling our Asana and Pipedrive subscriptions. So we are an Asana solutions partner. We can resell Asana licenses. The same for Pipedrive as well. You can buy your Pipedrive license through us. We make sure we give you the best price, and we often give you a really good deal if you're buying support from us as well. And so we have separate pipelines for Asana and Pipedrive subscriptions because these are separate revenue streams for the business. It's different to consulting. This is a different source of income. It's selling a subscription rather than our support service. And so you can see here for Asana and Pipedrive subscriptions, they are different pipelines, but the stages are the same. So we have upcoming renewals. If we sell an annual license, they're going to renew in a year's time. So we park our renewal deals in there. We then have really for new prospects or new inquiries, we have contact made, confirmed interest. Once we've confirmed, yes, they want a quote, they're interested in purchasing a subscription. Quote sent. So we've sent that quote for the licenses they require. Ready to proceed. So once they've kind of verbally or over email said, yes, we want to proceed, there's a bit of paperwork we need to sort. So we have that ready to proceed stage. And then finally, we move into, again, waiting for payment once we are waiting for someone to make payment via credit card or wire transfer for their subscription. Now, if you're really paying attention, you might be wondering, why do you have separate pipelines for Asana and Pipedrive subscriptions here if the stages are the same? And especially because on the consulting pipeline, we actually manage all of our deals, whether it's an Asana, Pipedrive, or Zapier consulting inquiry. They all go onto this consulting pipeline. So why do we have separate pipelines for Asana and Pipedrive subscriptions? Well, the main reason for that is we have different automation set up, particularly when we get to this ready to proceed stage. We create activities because we have certain things we need to do for enabling an Asana subscription versus a Pipedrive subscription. So that's the main reason we've chosen to keep them separate at this time. I'm not going to go into these other pipelines here. These are old pipelines we're no longer really using. I've done some speaking and sponsorships, some webinars, and some lead referral work in the past. For the purpose of this video, we're not going to worry about these other pipelines. They're no longer being used. So those are our pipelines. Now, let me create an example deal and let me show you the types of fields that we use and how we manage a deal through our sales process. So for the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to use Warwick on my team as an example. So let's create a deal for Warwick. He's linked to the MinorCo organization. And we're going to add this deal to the consulting pipeline. And let's pretend that this is an inquiry we've received from the website. So we're going to create a deal and we're going to put him in the prospect stage. Our next action is we need to get him to book a call with us. So we're going to put him in prospect for now. Now we have some other custom fields here that we often fill in at the time we create the deal. But for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to save. I'm going to create the deal and I'll explain those in a little bit. So here's the deal we just created. Now, if you're watching closely, you might notice a couple of things changing in the background as I'm talking. Firstly, the title of the deal was just updated. We use a Pipedrive automation to automatically name the deal with just the person's name. Rather than organization name and then the word deal on the end, we use the person's name. And then we often come in here and manually add the name of the service that they're inquiring about in parentheses like that. So we just know that we're talking to Warwick about Pipedrive. The other thing you might have noticed here is this email activity was automatically created and completed straight away, and this new activity was created. This is also done through a Pipedrive automation, and if you've never used automation in Pipedrive before, I'll link a video up here showing you how to get started with automation in Pipedrive. You're going to see we actually use automation quite a lot. Now, we log this email as complete straight away because we often receive inquiries through our website. And so we then respond to the inquiry and we invite the prospect to book an introductory call with us through Calendly. So we just log the fact that we've emailed them because if we're creating the deal, by default, we've responded, we've sent them next steps. So we log that email for reporting purposes so that we know that we've responded. You can then see an activity was created here. This gets assigned to Faith, my assistant, and she has this activity to book an intro call. And she's got instructions here. We use a text expander template to follow up. I instruct her to BCC MinorCo at pipedriveemail.com, so all emails will be connected to this deal. So really, this is just a follow-up for Faith. You know, we've sent an email to say, please book your call. If in 5 days they haven't booked their intro, Faith has a reminder here to follow up and remind them to book. What she will then do is when she does that follow-up, she marks that activity as complete. It's prompting me to create a new activity here, but I'm going to cancel that. And then Pipedrive creates another activity. This one is email follow-up, final follow-up to book intro call. And again, there are some notes in here telling her to try calling and how to use our templates to respond. So this is another follow-up. She marks that as complete. And after three emails or 2 follow-ups, if the prospect doesn't respond, if they don't book a call, we then automatically lose the deal and we have this lost reason, didn't book introductory call. So that's the first way we use automation to really streamline that first part of our sales process where we're trying to get the prospect to book their initial call with us. Now, of course, most people do book an introductory call, so I'm going to reopen this deal. And as I mentioned before, we invite people to book their calls with us through Calendly. Now, Pipedrive does have a built-in meeting scheduler feature. The reason we prefer to use Calendly is we just find it's a lot more powerful and fit for our purpose. So rather than sending somebody my available hours when I'm available, in Calendly we can set up a round robin and we can connect everyone on our team and the prospect can book with the next available person. So just simple things like that, we find we prefer to use Calendly for that reason. So we send them a link to book. They go to a page like this. Here's our Calendly. You can see the prospect is filling in their name, email, what service do you want help with, and they write a little description here about what they need help with. So they schedule that event, and then we use Zapier in the background to then automatically update the deal. So Zapier is now trying to find an existing deal for Warwick Palm. It's using his name from the booking and the service that he inquired about. It's going to find that deal. It's going to move the deal. You see, I'm not touching anything. It's going to move the deal to the meeting arranged stage, and it's going to create an activity for the introductory call. So we'll give Pipedrive a minute to do that. Actually, there you go. It just moved stage. You can see while everything's still happening in the background, that booking information field was just filled in. So Warwick's details, I need help automating my sales process. This was automatically filled in. You can see I have an activity for the introductory call at the time that he's scheduled. Faith, my assistant, has an activity to confirm the booking 24 hours before. So without me having to lift a finger, Zapier, connected to Calendly, automatically updates the deal for us, which is great. So once they've booked this call, as I said, Faith confirms the appointment just to check it's on their calendar. They're going to attend at the specified time because sometimes people book with us and then don't show up and it wastes our time. So we try and minimize those no-shows. Now, when I meet with the prospect on Zoom, and you're going to see this if you ever have a call with me, you're going to go through this exact process with me. The first thing I ask is, where are you based? Where are you calling from? Because I want to know what time zone you're in. So I come down to the contact here and I put in their address. Not necessarily their street address, but Warwick might say he's in Wellington, New Zealand. So this is a Google Maps powered field. I can put in their location and I know where they're based and what time zone they're in. I also ask, how did you find us? And that's where I come to my deal source here and I can fill in from this drop-down menu how they found us. So most people are going to say YouTube, or often we get client referrals, so I can fill in this deal source field. That's really useful because later on, I can do custom reporting and I can analyze for all the deals that we've won this year or this month, how many deals came from YouTube, LinkedIn, Google, and I can analyze what marketing is working well for me. Now, if you want to do custom reporting like that, have a look at this video, which I'll link up here. This is a professional feature, but definitely a really useful way to unpack kind of what's working well in Pipedrive. If they are a client referral, I will then fill in this referred by field. This is where I can actually link a contact. So maybe I say, I'm going to link Lindsay Amoroso. She's the person who referred Warwick to me. And by linking this contact to the deal, I can then go to that contact and I can see all the deals that they have referred to me in the past. And I can then send Lindsay a bottle of wine and say thank you. So I fill in those two custom fields at the start of my call. Then I edit my introductory call activity, and this is where I type the notes. So as I'm talking to the prospect, as I'm learning about their situation, their goals, what they're trying to achieve, I type my notes into here. So it looks a bit like this. Once I finish the call, I mark this activity as done and save. So we've completed that introductory call now. My next action is I need to send an email with some next steps. Now, I will also then update the deal in a number of ways. Firstly, I copy my notes from the introductory call into this project brief field here. In this project brief, this is where we basically store the notes from the introductory call. Because later on, if we win this deal, we're going to create a new task in Asana, and it's really handy to have those introductory call notes on the client task so we can remind ourselves about their situation and their goals. So we fill in the project brief. As I mentioned, if we need to gather more information first before we can give them a proposal or some kind of offer, we move the deal into this gathering more info stage. Or if we already know what we're going to offer them, we move them into offer made. And you can see here, I'm actually being blocked from moving the deal into that stage because I have not put in the value of the deal and I have not specified the revenue model. Those are required fields. This is another professional feature that is really handy. So what I actually need to do now is I'm going to add some products to the deal. So maybe I'm suggesting Warwick does our master Pipedrive program. So we're going to sell him the unlimited package and I'm going to click save. Now that's actually going to trigger another Zapier automation, which you're going to see here will update the title of the deal. We use a specific naming convention. You're also going to see the revenue model populate down here. So let's give Zapier a second to do that. So there we go, the deal title was just updated. We like to use really consistent naming conventions, so when I look at this deal later, I instantly know what package or program or option we've pitched. Now you can see the revenue model was set down here automatically. Again, by the fact that I chose that specific product, this revenue model field was filled in. Now what's that field about, you might be asking? This is actually a field where we can track what type of engagement is this, because we have different options available. Sometimes we do custom done-for-you projects. Sometimes we do small hourly engagements. If people are buying our program, we classify this as a productized service. We also offer retainers and people who are renewing their retainer with us. And again, we do subscriptions as well. So this is just another way we can analyze our revenue. So later on, I can report on and see how much revenue comes from projects versus hourly engagements. So that's why we track revenue model there. Now, a couple of other things we do on this deal. We also choose a label at this point in time. This is really just a subjective opinion on how good of an opportunity is this. We can say this is cold, it's unlikely to convert, warm, they may convert, hot, likely to convert if we have a really good conversation. And then we also have this verbally committed label. Sometimes people tell us on the call, great, I'm going to go ahead and sign up. I like showing, yeah, they've verbally committed. So again, really nice way when I come back and revisit this deal later, I have a quick gauge on how good of an opportunity this is. I can also set the expected close date. If I'm confident they're going to sign up this month, I'll say this is going to be we expect to win it by the end of the month. Or maybe they say we're going to sign up in a few weeks. I could say, right, we're going to expect this to be closed in September. So that allows me to forecast our upcoming revenue. Down here as well, we have some fields related to contractors and commission. So if, let's say I'm not the owner of the deal, maybe this deal is being managed by Kayla on my team. So she's the owner here. An automation will then run that sets Kayla as the contractor. So she's going to sell this package or custom project to Warwick. She will then be the point of contact for the actual project going forwards. So she's the contractor. And we also have Zapier automatically calculate her commission. So if I just edit the products on the deal here, let's say Warwick is also adding some private sessions to his order. So when we update the value of the deal, Zapier is triggered and it will automatically calculate the commission that Kayla is entitled to. And we'll see in a sec that commission field being filled in. There we go. So we saw there the commission automatically calculated and populated. And so all this, everything in this tracking section here, this is all basically related to reporting. Later on, I can analyze where are we getting our deals? What type of services are we selling? How many deals are being managed by different contractors on my team? How much commission am I paying? And then finally, later on, once Kayla actually does this project, we can come in here at the end of the project and update the cost for her hours that she spent on this. And I can then work out the ultimate profitability of this project. So that's everything I usually do after we finish that introductory call, and then I can move the deal to offer made. I will then send my email. I'll send an email with next steps. Here's what you need to do to get started and so on. And then finally, I'll schedule an activity. Maybe I call in a couple of days to follow up. So if you've watched my tutorial videos before, you'll know that I'm a big advocate of always scheduling some kind of next activity on your deal, so I'm reminded when to follow up and what to do next. So that's how we manage our consulting deals. At this point, sometimes people also tell us we'd like a subscription for our Pipedrive account. Maybe Warwick is brand new to Pipedrive, he wants to get a quote. So what we do at this stage is we can also use this bundle label to automatically create a new deal on our subscriptions pipeline. So I'm going to add bundle there. And if I go to Warwick, you'll see on this contact we have one deal currently open, but an automation is now running. There we go. A brand new MinorCo Pipedrive subscription deal was created. This is created on our Pipedrive subscriptions pipeline, and it's been put into the confirmed interest stage. And I have an activity here to now create a quote. And you'll see in this pipeline for our subscriptions, we have different custom fields. The tracking fields are actually mostly the same. And our automation has automatically, again, set the revenue model to subscription. So again, we can report on how much revenue comes from different lines of business later on. The deal source has been copied over. We know from the original deal, this was a referral, so the client referral source has been carried over. And now we have this new section up here for subscription details. This is where we can capture what type of sale is this for us. We have new subscriptions, we have updates to existing licenses, and we have annual renewals. Again, for reporting purposes, and it also triggers different automations. We can analyze how many renewals are we getting and revenue from updates and that type of thing. We also need to fill in and specify, are they paying monthly or annually? So we can fill that in here. And we can then choose the start date for their subscription. We can fill in that field down here. Now, this is one of the nice features of Pipedrive's professional plan, is that you can have different custom fields for different pipelines. So these subscription details, these are only relevant for deals that I create on our Pipedrive or Asana subscriptions pipeline. I don't want them to be visible on the consulting pipeline. And so with Pipedrive's professional plan, I have that ability to customize where these fields get filled in. Now, if I'm providing a subscription quote, I'll do something similar. I'll go to the products and I will choose, let's say, Pipedrive subscription. And I'll say, right, maybe Warwick is buying professional annual licenses. He's buying 10 licenses. And because I'm a nice guy, we give him a 5% discount there. So I add our products to the deal. There we go. And it calculates the value. Now, this is where we start to use the Smart Documents feature inside Pipedrive. This is where we can actually create quotes and send agreements to be signed. So I will then click Create New Document from Template. And if I go to Invoices here, I've got this Pipedrive subscriptions invoice. And if you haven't used Smart Docs before, I'm going to link up here another video to go check out. If you want to get started with Smart Docs, check out this video up here. This is a Google Doc template because we work in Google, but you can also set this up inside Microsoft Word. And so I've got our quote template ready to go with our logo, billing details, and I've got placeholders where we need the organization name, address, date, and the product details to be filled in. So I'm going to use this template to create our live document. Pipedrive is now grabbing the information from the deal and the organization. It's creating a brand new Google Doc and it's populating that with all the information from the deal. So there we go. It's filled in the company name, address, and here are the products that we've quoted along with the discount and the total amount there. So in just a couple of clicks, I've created a quote. I can then click to download this as a PDF. So once I then move our deal to quote sent, so we send that quote to the prospect, I'm going to log that as being complete. And you can see when I moved the deal to that stage, this activity was created for Faith on our team here. We need to register the deal in our Pipedrive partner portal, so she'll go ahead and do that. We also have some activities tied to this ready to proceed stage. So actually I need to fill in this required field. And when I do that, Pipedrive is going to create an activity for me to send the reseller agreement to this customer. So this is the activity we now need to do. And again, I'll use Smart Docs here. And this time, I'm going to create a document from the template and I'm going to use our contract template. So let's send our Pipedrive reseller agreement. Similar to before, I have our Google Doc template ready to go. I'm going to create our live document. So here's our live document ready to go. It's been populated with the organization name and address. Warwick's details and title has been filled in down here. And I can just say, we need a signature here. And then I can click send and Warwick will get an email asking him to e-sign this document. So back on the deal, I can mark this activity as done. Warwick now signs and then we're waiting for payment. So I can move the deal into this final stage here. And so if I go back to the contact, we've actually got 2 deals in progress, one for the subscription. We've got one for the consulting support package that we're pitching as well. I can move that into waiting for payment. And then when Warwick pays, I can come up here, and the final and best thing you ever want to do in Pipedrive is mark the deal as won. So I can say, yep, we won the deal, get a little celebration there, and now my reports update. I can analyze how much revenue we've got from consulting. All my tracking details are there ready to go. I'll go back to my subscription deal. I can win that one as well. There we go. Of course, at any time, rather than winning the deal, I can mark the deal as lost. We don't convert 100% of our deals, of course, so sometimes we lose deals and we can pick the lost reason there as well. And even when I win the deal, you see there are some follow-up activities created. We now need to set up the new account. We need to update some subscription details. So we have a very automated sales process where the system tells us what to do as we progress the deal through different stages, or ultimately when we win the deal. So that is an overview of how we use Pipedrive at my company, at MinorCo. We really still have just scratched the surface. There's other parts of Pipedrive that I haven't gone into because I'm already conscious this video is quite long. But hopefully this gives you a sense of how Pipedrive can be used and the power it has when it's utilized and set up really well. How if you have custom fields for tracking different types of revenue, there's all the powerful reporting you can do off the back of that. How as you move deals through stages, you can use automation to assign activities to the correct people on the team. How if you use third-party automation tools like Zapier, you can connect Pipedrive with external systems like Calendly for streamlining your booking process. And how you can save time on paperwork by creating quotes or sending agreements to be signed using smart docs. As you'd expect for a Pipedrive expert like us, Pipedrive, our CRM, really is a cornerstone sort of pillar within our business. It's a very useful tool that allows us to track everything that we're doing. And ultimately, I think as a business, we generate more revenue and we have been able to grow because we use Pipedrive really well, because we really have really effective automated systems in place. So again, if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. And if you'd like one-on-one help with setting up Pipedrive like this with automation and creating a really streamlined, slick sales process, then click the link in the description below to learn more about our Pipedrive support options. And I'd love to get you booked on an introductory call soon. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.